All right, 6:58 p.m. Monday, December 1st, 2025, Merriam Drainage District, Higdon and Hale.
That's kind of what I thought.
I buy a case up every year for my little cousin, Girl Scout. They guilt me into it. Her mom calls me, she goes, her mom, my first cousin's daughter, my whole second cousin.
Case
I don't know how that
Those are
works.
the documents for signature.
Okay. They do.
Because I know otherwise I'll be driving home.
Gwen wants to know if you want another case of 10 minutes. I go, well, if Gwen wants to know that, Gwen can call. Gwen, hand the phone to Gwen.
Yep.
She should at least have to make the sale.
Exactly, yeah, that's,
Even if it's a sure sell.
it is on there.
It's supposed to be what they're learning.
Exactly.
Yep.
My dad never took the stuff from us down to his office or put it on the table or something like that. But it always drove him nuts. Thought it just guilt everybody into buying something they didn't wanna necessarily wanna buy. So. Last year, they had a new company that plowed the deal for the first time, and they didn't know anything. Came in the next morning, they had all the snow pushed against the sidewalks, against the building. They had to come out and hand dig tunnels to get from the parking lot to the sidewalks.
Oh, wow.
I saw the guy goes, I think we need to come out in the daylight next time and look at the parking lots. Cause they had to come back that night to redo the whole deal and push the snow away. But there's 6 foot, there's real big snow, there's 4 or 5 foot banks of snow along here, all along there, and I go, why would you push snow?
Towards
I've
the
never
building.
pushed snow, but I do know you would push it away from the building and from the sidewalks would be,
I mean, it seems logical.
You always put it into my driveway.
yeah.
I don't have any emails or anything from them.
My little neighbor kid texted me this morning. Said, should I put you on the list? I said, put me on the list.
HOA provides it, trying to test the way. And they don't come until like now.
Yeah, they just started here, decided a little bit ago out there.
You got
It's not enforced.
It's one good thing about Walmart, we have no active HOAs.
Would you like me to call them? Remember, Jeff didn't say about not coming.
It's always a little delay.
Yeah.
Right now, she's
Tractor,
You just rely
Hi,
on
Jeff, it's
city,
Rebecca.
city codes.
just does it right now.
Perfect, we'll see you
I
soon.
think if I get to
Alright.
change the contract,
That's okay, just making sure.
sign whatever.
Alright, thanks. He's pulling up right now.
Started doing that the other day. If I run about 3 or 4 through it.
So he said us, so it's possible they're writing together.
not shaking it to level that out. Your toner cartridge. Yeah. Try shaking your toner cartridge to level that out. When it does that, it's overflowing in one side of it. All the toners on one edge and it can't stop it. Spins.
I think what the part of the moral of the story is nobody cheap from the IT guy.
That's enough.
I figured that out fairly early.
Yeah. It's not loose, right? I mean, it's melted onto the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's used.
I'm done.
Inside there, you can imagine it like a tray full of dust or sand,
Yeah.
and it's all in one hand. You pick it up.
10 minutes.
Somebody's like poking like this.
The best frozen.
And it'll all be on the
Yeah,
side.
the best
That's true.
frozen.
About
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah,
So,
it's
just sort of try to, can't really see it. 'Cause it's always
Level
wet.
powder on it.
Yeah.
Put your lap on cement, ice
Okay,
cream.
that might help.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That would be good.
Yeah.
Nice for going.
It's in my blood sugar spike, I can call
Yeah.
pharmacist office at night. Monitor goes off.
Pardon.
Our
That's
lateness.
a mind your own business.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Had to get some gas. Cause I had
had to go get my wife today, she was stuck.
I did, I got here about 6:45, 7 o'clock this morning, I haven't left.
Oh, man. I went back, left it, pick him up on the way, and I looked at the gas tank, and I'm like, oh, the light's on. Oh, no. Yeah. We got snow.
Not time to,
Not time to run out of gas.
to push that.
No, I was moving cars around my driveway last night, yeah. I just got a new car, so I went into the garage, just one car garage. So I looked at the one that I kept, the old one on there, I looked at 12 miles, that's probably not gonna be very good if it's gonna snow tomorrow. I'm getting stuck somewhere, so. I hit a quick trip about
Yeah.
9 o'clock last night.
Oh, my goodness. I'm gonna need a peeling cup. Okay.
Alrighty.
Apologies.
No worries. Welcome everybody. This is our first meeting. First thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes, agenda number 3. Any concerns?
Well, I read them, and I don't know if it's a concern or not, when we were talking about the core, documents, the 65%, he said that the city was gonna get it in January, but we wouldn't get it till March.
Correct.
And then I think Jim brought up maybe we could request it with open records. And so, in the minutes, it says you don't think we could get it, but I understood you thought we could get it.
I'm not sure because I don't know all the details. For example, if the document is specifically referred to during a council meeting, then that can open it up, and I don't know if that's happened. And there's also an exception for preliminary drafts aren't typically open records, but I don't know that this is really a preliminary draft, I mean, it's. So they might take that position, but I'd at least, if the board wants to see it, doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, so the minutes read that,
Mr. Orr said he didn't believe the 65% design report qualified for open records, but he thinks it should. That's what I have down.
Yeah, okay. Probably should say, yeah, I'm not certain given the facts that I know, but it certainly, might be, or might not. I just don't know if it falls into any exceptions. Give time today to check that. I didn't see that in minutes yet.
yeah, I was reading
I may have
it,
said
and
that,
that
it
isn't
sounded
how I
like-
remembered our
Yeah.
discussion going, but I could be wrong, so that's why I'm asking.
So Mr. Orr is not certain, given the fact he knows whether this falls under open records or not.
That's.
Okay.
Cause I just don't have enough facts to know if it falls in any of the exceptions, or if they're gonna take a position that it's a preliminary draft and that.
And I would note that it's not a report, it's plans. Design plans.
Yeah, it's not. I say that, is it just drawings or is it narrative as well?
As far as I know, it's just drawings.
Okay.
By the way, we won't know until it occurs. Until the plan is completed.
Right.
I didn't see anything else, so.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Steve?
So continuing on the theme of the core, meeting that I attended in November, nothing new, no decisions have been made on the bridges or any other elements that have been of interest. They continue to work on the plans. So that's all I've got on the core, which is really not much of an update. I did speak with Max Reiki about doing the channel clearing and getting that completed in January, as well as we have started coordinating with KDOT to get to that extra tree clearing that we wanted between the railroad bridge and upstream to the district limits. So. But that's all I really have.
So you touched base with Max Ricky on that,
Correct.
and to be done in January and.
Correct. Yeah, at the same time, if they're gonna have equipment up there to remove all the material from underneath the bridge, they should be able to get to the trees around the same time. They'll have to drag it out.
You said you started talking with KDOT regarding that money.
They do need to contact Parks and Rec Director.
That would be fine.
So,
Right. That's all.
yep, I guess, just to throw it out there, for discussion sometime between now and March, continuing the effort for removal of groundhogs, I assume will still be on the docket. I won't need to coordinate with, if we choose to go with the same firm till March-ish. So that's when the hibernation will end and they'll start coming out. So,
Yeah, it's kind of a special, I guess.
some just food for thought. You guys can provide direction in January, and then I can, whether or not we want to get quotes from another firm or continue with the same firm, those sorts of issues. But
I think the money's good. It's well spent, not too expensive. How many did we contacted, like what, 4 or 5 or first
Yeah,
round?
and then
Before we
they
came up with these guys?
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Their policy seems to be in line.
they've been pretty responsive.
Yeah.
Good.
I agree, unless you think otherwise.
Nope. I think they've used the same gentleman the last couple of years, so we got somebody who knows the creek and kinda knows where they hide and
Cool.
how to hide the traps, so they get left alone to do their thing.
Right.
So, okay, very good.
Okay. Any questions? All right. We'll move on to Jim.
Got that you've seen in the packet, some information from the Corps. We want to do an inspection. Let me give you just a little bit of background, because we had to go back and forth some. The original Corps document said that we'd be giving them the permission to walk and observe the creek's existing condition and carry out such other exploratory work as may be necessary to complete the investigation. And I'm thinking if they start drilling, at least one person here is going to have a nervous breakdown. They start getting into the walls and doing core samples, whatever it is they might be doing. So I spoke to the real estate person, who's really very personable, easy to work with, and she said, I don't have a lot of wiggle room, but I think I can soften that. I said, what do they really want to do? I said, well, they just want to walk in the creek. I said, well, I don't think that's going to be a problem, but if you want to start doing exploratory work, the board's going to want to know what that means, at least I sure would. So she took that out, and now it just simply says to survey, walk, and observe the creek's existing condition. So I thought that probably would be a problem. We also had a change because it said City of Shawnee Mission, which I didn't see the first time through. But so we went through 3 drafts of a 1-page document, but I think it's okay now. If it's your pleasure, we need a vote to approve this grant to the Corps of Engineers so they can just walk through the creek and see whatever they see. And then just Dan, since you're the secretary, you'd have to sign the authorization form that says that Eric was authorized to sign the grant. And he's got blank copies. I told Sandy that, I couldn't speak for the board because you have to vote, but assuming that we approve this, we could get it back to her within a day or so, which I think she was stunned. I think she was thinking like 2 weeks to get it back to her. No, take it back to my house, I'll scan it, I'll send it to you next day probably. But as it stands now, they just want to walk it, look at the creek, which you can really do from the creek back anyway, so controversial, but it's your call to make.
And that's, I read through that, and that is limited to 30 days from their first,
I think it's
30 or
3
90.
months.
3 months?
3 months, yeah.
Okay, 3 months. So, yeah, because I read that, I was like gonna be forever and ever,
No, no.
and then the next call, I was like, okay, to make sure if there's a limit.
And I suspect without knowing that 3 months was kind of being generous anyway, they just wanna make sure that they had enough time to do it. But as I said, you know, if you're gonna start drilling or getting into anything that's load bearing or might affect the structure of the creek, we'd have to know exactly what that is. It's just, well, no, they just wanna look at it. That should be a problem. So, if it's your pleasure, we can vote to approve or not approve the authorization to let the court go ahead and take a look at creek bed.
I think that it's probably okay, but I think that we need to tell them, you know, they want something from us, that why does the city get a copy of this 65% plan before we do? We'd like it at the same time. Seems only fair that we're all equal. I mean, we take care of the creek, so it actually, in reality, you'd think that we would see it before, because it involves the creek walls, maintenance, I mean, you know, we're.
In a sense, it more directly affects the drainage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean,
Are there a
But-
lot of other,
I mean, in good faith, I would vote to do this, but I just think that, you know, they want something from us, we should let them know that we are equal players and
They wanted this, like, 2 weeks ago, I said, you can't do it, we wanna meet once a month. So there's, what's the urgency that, they wanna get it done, and I don't blame them. You could make it contingent on sharing that information, or you could just authorize me to call her up and say, you know, we've signed this, we've done everything you want us to do. Can you provide us with the preliminary plans for what you say? And if not, why not?
I think equal information share on everything moving forward. As the city gets it, we get it at the same time. Are there a lot of other councils like this in other counties and that, I'm feeling like we're kind of like out of the norm.
Oh, that, there are other drainage districts.
Yeah.
But they're not real common. There's one in, county, and then there's one.
2 in line.
Yeah.
Maybe the course used to more dealing with just the city directly and not a drainage district.
Oh, probably.
What's really unique about this situation is the drainage district is not this, what the Corps refers to as the sponsor, right?
The city is the sponsor.
The city's the sponsor and not the district. And I have no insight as to why that was set up that way, other than, you know, the city's writing, the city's writing the check and the district is.
That's a good definition of a sponsor.
except for we are in charge of the
The guy
creek
that-
where the work is gonna be done, so.
Right,
yeah.
That puts us right and equal,
Equal, yeah.
yeah,
An equal third, right?
yeah.
Core, city, us. On the whole.
Well, I mean, part of the logic that I would express is that to the extent the court or the city has any expectation that the drainage district will do anything after this comes to fruition, you gotta let us in early, because our input's critical to knowing whether we can.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we could just formally request all information shared at the same time.
Yep.
Whatever they send to the city, they send to us. And likewise, you know, all three.
This is the second time I think we've had to do one of these, right? We did one for the core drilling.
Correct.
Okay. So, meaning that probably be more requests of entry. So,
And based on the limited viewing they're gonna do, I can't imagine that's enough to with putting the distance on it, so just go take a look at it.
Hopefully they will.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone would sleep better if they did.
Yeah.
So you understand what we want,
Yeah.
so, I guess you and Steve could figure out, like, how should we let them know? I mean, I think it'd be okay to sign this one and give them the olive branch, you know, we're gonna sign it, but moving forward, I mean, I don't know, if it's a conversation you have with them, if we need to take formal action,
I kinda just ask them, find out what their response is, and then tailor, that way you guys can tailor your reply based on more information. Cause if they just say, oh yeah, okay, sure, then there's nothing. to
yeah, then
fuss
there's
about.
nothing to get fussed about.
But if there's, and if they say there's some federal regulation that limits that, then take a look at that.
Decide it
That may
will-
be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's appropriate. Satisfactory.
All right.
So we need a motion.
Need a motion.
Yeah.
On the authorization.
Okay, see, I can word this. I'll make a motion to, approve the right of entry for survey and exploration with the contingency of requesting or share the 65% plan when once established or once drafted. It's with Merriam Greens. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. So is this the thing I'm supposed to?
Yeah. They wanna double check with Jim on what names go where, but I think, from what I can read.
It's not ours, it's
And
yours.
I am so that's you, your name. Your title, secretary. That, and then it would be me. Signing the foregoing instrument on behalf of your, and then sure.
Assignment for going instrument. So, does your name, who go?
That'd be my name, Aaron Jackson.
Oh.
Signature, well. Does that sound right?
Do you wanna look at that, see if we're doing right? We're over here.
I don't think I've ever heard the term out grant before.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
I read it about 4 times. I think that's Eric.
Yeah.
We throw in just one little blank.
Yeah, if you know what to fill it in, then just fill it in also.
I don't think we have a seal, do we?
Get it. Sponsor.
Go to Office Depot and grab one. I go away.
Was it supposed to be notarized?
So
Is it supposed to be notarized?
No, it's just, it's supposed to be sealed, but.
This is just internal, they don't actually get this.
No, they get that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. That just establishes that Eric was authorized by the board to sign the, right there.
Yeah, it was a little.
Yeah.
The document establishes that the motion passed.
Ah, okay.
So that we don't have to meet again,
Goes back to-
make sure that that looks right to you.
I'll check it.
We're just gonna roll up the quick trip.
Right.
Sign it, not the color.
Shady deals going on.
It does feel like it sometimes. We just met the other day with a check.
Okay.
The only other thing I had was, I apologize, there's an error on my bill. Eric pointed out that I made a comment about the Corps of Engineer document, or so, an entry. About 2 weeks before we received the Corps of Engineer entry, he didn't believe it, I'm just that smart, and I got ahead of the game on it, but, really what happens, I should have put November 20th, and I put November 2nd, so, when I entered the data in my computer. So I apologize, it's fine, I mean, you know, the description's fine, the time's fine, I was just date challenged.
Well, what you're telling us is Eric did a good job.
I, you
Yeah.
know,
Sniff that out.
Yeah, unbelievable. I looked at it and go,
So, good,
huh,
Yeah.
good deal. And then I went back and looked at
yeah.
the entry and
I was trying to see if it was right, but I was like.
well, I checked the, because it refers to emails, I checked the dates of the emails. It was like 9:30 at night, pretty much bet I'm not working at the office. Sometimes. So when I entered the data the next day, I just didn't enter the right day. I blocked out the zero.
All right, if there's no further questions, we'll move on to John.
I think the financials, I didn't get them, chance to get them printed off today, but we're in good shape on the financials. The big thing we'll have to do was we get to all the revenue and December expenses in, which in January is how much money we want to encumber for whatever we still have for Max Reiki and the other items for the 2025 budget that we want to keep in the 2025 budget, and then how much carry over into 2026. Financially, the district is in good shape. Again, you know, it's kind of, I think, the third year or so without any major projects that were done, but we did more maintenance items this year. We're still underneath our budgets for that, so. I think we're in good shape there.
Cool. Oh, did you wanna discuss the, compensation plan?
Yeah, so Eric brought up that 2 years ago, when we increased what compensation was, we had set a plan to look at that every 2 years. So this would be the second year for that. We included in the budget, on there, we did that enough. There's enough room in the budget for up there. So I would suggest that, based on there, to keep pace with inflation, doing it every other year, be about a 2.5% increase per year, but do a 5% increase for compensation for the board and the secretary for this next year. This way it keeps us out of where we were a couple years ago. We had looked at it for 5 years or several years.
Just 10 years, wasn't
It was however long ago it was, but this with minutes and the plan there was to look at that every 2 years. So that's what we wanted to bring up for discussion tonight. There is room in the budget that we budgeted for a 5% increase for 2026, and we'll have that for 2027 as well, up to the 5%. We'll have extra in there, like more than that, but 5% is what we budgeted, and that's kind of like, say, 2.5% per year. In that 2-year period.
And I had pulled the city's, budget for 25 and proposed 26, that's what the basically took.
So we wouldn't be doing anything out of the norm.
We made items the same.
Now, I looked at it, the other cities and stuff that I deal with, and stuff for that reason. That's one of the compensations.
And that equals about $25.
25, yes, yep,
Per month.
per month, yes, per person, yes.
That was the city of Merriam, you know what's up,
Yeah.
city of Merriam.
Yeah.
Since it already got approved when last time, we don't do anything, it just goes up, right? It just-
We still wanna approve it for the minutes on there, the minute said is we're gonna look at it every 2 years. And then you would make any adjustments at that 2 years, I think, for,
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was in February minutes of 24.
so.
24, so it's only the one.
You're 24, you made it for all of
25.
All of 24, all of
25.
25, and then 26 is,
26 will start the next.
All 24, all 25, and now it's got 26. It'll be 2 years in February.
I suggest we just do it on the calendar year going forward. We had that short period there when it came up. Going forward, we start with January, do it on the calendar year. to keep it consistent.
Any concerns? Okay.
I don't see any issues. If that's what the norm is.
Yeah, I think the big picture is not to get off track of, I mean, don't wait 5 years to do it.
Yeah, I think we're looking at 15 or 20%, just to keep up. So, let's discuss the 2-year plan, to review it every 2 years.
Do we wanna go ahead and vote on this, or any more discussion?
I don't remember, for some reason, I thought once it got approved, it just automatically happened, but I guess if that's what we need to do, we need to vote on it again.
Yeah, I mean, I reviewed the minutes, and basically, it was John's recommendation that we look at it every 2 years. We had just approved the board and Rebecca's position, and then John recommended that it be done every 2 years.
We did not put a percentage or anything on there.
Oh, we didn't?
There's no
we just
percentage
said
on there, it was
we would
just.
review it.
We could
Oh,
make it
okay.
more or
I
less.
thought it was 8%.
Would you wanna make a motion to automate that, just automatically, or should we
I
still
don't know,
review
that's a
it?
good question, John, what do you think? Is that something that we don't wanna handcuff
We don't,
ourselves?
I mean, I don't wanna look like,
I think it's better for transparency to do stuff is to have that revisited every 2 years
Every 2
with
years.
a formal.
yeah, that's why I agree.
With a formal vote, and then that way it's documented in the minutes, and it's there and it's up for discussion all the time, it just, from a public looking at it, you voted yourself a 5% in perpetuity, without any discussion. I think it's good to have it discussed every 2 years.
I have a little concern about budget law implication if you're putting an increase in payment without, in the future, without knowing what the effects are, not year-to-year budgeting. That can be problematic. John, from a budget law situation,
Not compensation, you're just increasing the compensation.
you don't know, you don't know if you have that number to spend. So you think, almost certainly do, 'cause it's not much money, but
Right.
kind of looking at it from a both cash basis and budget law. There's a different context, there's an appellate court decision that looks at those laws very strictly and narrowly. And for example, you can't, or even indemnify someone, because you don't know what that's gonna be until
Yeah.
something bad happens. I just to be safe, I'd be more comfortable if we look at it.
Oh, I agree, I just was asking the question, I didn't know. So it would be just the 2-year review and appropriate, whatever's appropriate,
Yeah.
or whatever we, yes or no, and then whatever's appropriate. That's good.
I don't think there's any issue budget wise, cause it's just approving compensation, and the other part, you're just looking at when you're going to make an increase going forward. I've never seen on our compensation like this, I've never seen that be an issue on Kansas budget law when you're increasing what compensation is. And then you're just putting on there,
They're approved paying for it, it's on an annual basis. I get nervous anytime anything's done on a more than annual basis. Just 'cause it seems like it's opening the door to crowd to some crazy.
Well, I mean, I vote for it as long as we keep a revenue neutral rate, that we shouldn't feel bad about giving ourselves a little bit of a raise.
Yeah, and if it's
And
along the
we've,
lines.
and we've been revenue neutral for
yeah,
the whole time I've been on the board, so
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
I think that we should.
but I think it covers your point though, Jim, is when we do the budget every year, we do approve the compensation
Right,
in the
right.
next year, so I think at that point, we're covered,
That's, yeah.
then we're covering it there with the budget. It's being considered with the budget every year for the approval. For the actual approval will be each year's budget year stands on its own.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything to Dan's point on the revenue neutral. The only thing I could see would be coming down the road is whenever these plans are done and stuff like that, if what the cost of maintenance and stuff like that would have to go up in the future after the Corps projects would be. The only thing I could forecast out there, if there's gonna be more maintenance and more expense after this project will be done, that would exceed what the revenue neutral rate would be. That's, I don't know, how many years down the road, Steve, would that be before it's built and done, and we would even have any idea of what the ongoing maintenance would be? That's a long term.
And we'll start to get a picture of what it'll be after we see the 65% plans, but actually having to do any of the maintenance, right not until the 2030s. I didn't.
If they do a good job, if they build it and if they do a good job.
Yes.
Well, some of those, I know they
Won't
come
go
with a
till
certain
it's done.
amount that has to be spent each year or something on maintenance to budget to us.
They'll finish the 65% plans in 26, the 95% plans in 27, and they won't bid until 28. And they won't start construction until probably mid to late 28, and it'll take 2 years, so you'd be to 20. And then the contractor will have a couple of years of maintenance and material bonds that we cover anything. So into 2030, would really be the 2030s.
What is the forecast on getting more money from Washington?
We have a paradise.
I don't, that's what I was just curious about on there, if that had been discussed any on.
No, because that's the Corps doesn't have any insight as to whether or not. The Corps' advice is solidly talk to your legislator.
Yeah.
So it's got what it is.
Okay. Well, if there's no more discussion, I'll go ahead and make a motion to increase the board positions as well as the recording secretary up to 5%, to keep in line with inflation. Which equates to roughly a $25 increase.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. I think everybody here has done a great job in the last year. This is my opinion.
Yep, I would agree.
Next, I'm sorry, anything further?
No.
Next thing would be approval of the bills. And one thing I wanted to mention was, the lawn service check, Aseo, had reached out to me, he had not received his check and it had been 3 weeks. So I went to the bank, had to stop payment made on it. Rebecca issued another check for the same amount, $15.95. As we've done in the past, I think we need to ratify my decision to approve that, yes, check.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Benish actually received their check, so it wasn't like a situation like last time.
There's been a lot, I've lost checks in the mail, more than one in this last calendar year that were sent that never got to me. Can we do something else? Can we use FedEx or UPS, or can we,
I was just gonna ask Ken, that was the thing.
or priority mail or something, some kind of guarantee thing?
Ken, through QuickBooks, you can do ACH, so you can automatically just
That's
pay
gonna
it.
take we already have QuickBooks, right? So that'll take your time out of it, that'll take the postage out of it, it'll take the possibility of losing the check out of the picture. Can we just move it
It's up to the board.
forward? If it's possible, can we just do that? That's a pretty smart move. I mean, that's normal now. That's every day.
Cause I know Jerry, when he was on the board, I used to give him, we used to ACH his check to him as well.
Yeah.
So, but we just bought checks, so, we do have checks. But just for him, cause I think like you were saying, he has trouble with his mail anyway.
I can't say yes or no on that, just on observation, this is the second time his checks have been not in. So, I did mention to him direct deposit, he shook his head as in be in agreement.
He would.
He would, so.
Can you follow up on that?
Sure.
I guess that would be her, right? Not
Oh.
necessarily you.
Yeah, before the mowing season, if we plan to use him in the future, which I kinda lean towards that because he knows our boundaries and where to go.
Yeah, no problem with what he's doing, just the
Yeah.
unreliability of the
I
post
mean,
office is.
I prefer not to have to make a special trip to, and
Yeah.
do all that stuff.
Yeah.
We put a little sign up front that said, for our clients, you need to take your own checks to the post office. We're not going out with our mail anymore. Cause they don't get there and then they get mad at us, like we didn't take it to the post office. I said,
Yeah.
one client she came in, said, is that because of me? I said, well, you're the one yelling at me, so yes.
Exactly. Can we make that a policy moving forward? Should we vote on something like that, or it's just like automatically, that's what we do, we don't send checks out anymore, or as a first option?
I would say we could.
Or is that just a operational thing that we just say that's what?
I mean, you could still approve it, meaning I would bring you like a copy of what the check would be. And then you would still approve it, and then I would just then process the payment through QuickBooks. So you would still be able to approve the bill before the actual payment is made.
Well, yeah, we'd have to approve it.
Yeah,
Just give us a
like
list
process
of here's our
it.
thing,
Yeah.
right?
I prefer a check,
I'm kinda old school
and,
too, but
and I think we should pay check for whatever we can. This guy, if we need to do it, then that's exception, but I'm old school, I write checks, as a business owner, and I think that's the best way, they could always pick it up.
Yeah, here, if they wanna pick it up, you could have this, you know, in office, you could say, be ready on Tuesday, and, you know, if they wanna come here and pick it up.
how many people do we actually mail? Steve and.
Steve, HPG,
Max, Ricky,
Max, Ricky, but they were the ones that were asking for ACH last time too.
right.
Now their bills are more expensive, and maybe we don't wanna do that, that's totally fine. But, it's really just Max, Ricky, HPG, they're the ones that do the website updates, and SIO, and then Benish.
Finish.
But Benish supplies their own invoices, or envelopes that,
They always get.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any, nothing to finish. Okay, do we wanna make that decision now, or we wanna wait until as it gets closer to the mowing season?
Well, it sounds like we already made the choice, you guys say checks, so.
Well, except for easy mowing, the mowings,
Sure.
because I don't know how to even pick it up.
Right.
Why don't we just wait till mowing season starts, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kinda what I'm leaning on. That's good. Okay. Was there any, issues, any concerns with the?
Did you want that ratified, that check ratified?
Yes, and somebody else, please make the motion.
I make a motion that we approve, that Eric, couldn't write a new check and we void the old check to, Mandura.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
But
Okay.
is there an ongoing fee for that check to be,
No. She waived, the bank waived it because it was lost.
cool?
They didn't waive them last time though, when we had the three of them.
Yeah. That's what she said. She said she was gonna waive the fees.
Very good.
That was nice that they did.
She was tired of me standing over the desk.
She's like, whatever you want.
If you get the right answer, call back, tell somebody else.
Tell me you're gonna invite
Scroll
long
down.
hairs next time.
Just roll on down to the post office and hand them the bill right here. We need to be compensated for this, cancellation fee.
Get your postage back at least.
They won't give it back. They won't give it back. I had that argument last week.
Yeah.
They kept mailing, they kept returning stuff to my client to, they picked up the return address and then routed the mail back to him for his tax payments he made. They're supposed to be the IRS in the state of Missouri, they kept showing back up at his house.
Well, there's gotta be some law that if people accepted the payment in the form of a stamp
Right.
for services.
Okay, if there's no concerns, I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented for payment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Alright.
And then our new checks are ordered, they just haven't been received, so we have counter checks one more time. Oh, sorry, wherever you put this. I drew an extra line for you this time.
And that's special.
Some of them are better than others, don't look at all of them. I was like, wow, I had a steady hand, no, not that. Oh, you're fine. I'm gonna need some soon. Actually, you probably won't need some, I probably have 4, so. And I have plenty of labels.
Okay, good.
So if you wanna just give me the envelopes with the stamp, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Did you have the statement you want to issue?
They didn't send it to me. Are you talking about the credit card?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't sent it to me yet. I was looking for that in a second. Yeah. Finish didn't give us a bill this month.
No, unfresh this month. That's free. You get to, it's like a holiday bonus.
All right, any new business before we? Okay, there being no new business, the next meeting is January 5th. And, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:48 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody have a
Aye.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
New Year.
so. Well, yeah, that's a stitch.
Yes, the 25, 9 o'clock.
I have a new percussion.
I've done that one, and I can crank even.
Huh.
Throw out my printer, and get a new one.
So,
I wonder if the other guy forgot
I just
one of
bought one,
those.
so I do black version. Gotta keep it from.
That's- yeah. I never heard the outcome of the election, what was the total?
The numbers,
Yeah,
it was like 500 to 2,200, not good. The Star got it backwards,
oh, yeah.
yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
Next year,
Yeah,
or next month, next, what, fourth?
every 4 years.
I did get your, notice that you won in the mail, so you're official.
Oh,
Although
thanks.
you guys have probably already gotten your notice.
Yeah, yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, we
I
got it.
framed it, hung it on the wall.
I'm cranking on.
As you should.
Your first one, good. My first one. Very
Yeah, there you go.
Good, it's simply cut down.
But then she did show up. Let's go get a BMW. Okay, so, you got the keys?